Happy Halloween. Hello.
Hello, and welcome to Furday Monday Halloween version. And with me today is Miss Bibi.
Yes. Many call me the queen of the evergreen wood. Mm-hmm. Yes.
The queen of the evergreen wood.
This is right.
And I am whoever you want me to be.
Arg.
Whether it's a pirate or a matador or
I think like a sexy lesbian.
or that. Oh, Mark, that's me every day. All right. And I see questions already coming in, which is great. So I apologize for being tardy. But just I'm not used to putting all this makeup on, and it took me an hour. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, oh, I have an hour.
No, I knew I had to start 2 hours ahead because you always run into trouble or something. I don't know. And then I tried to do nails, which I did on this hand.
Okay, yeah.
They're animal claws.
They are animal claws.
Creepy. But I can't do both hands because then I can't do cards.
Oh, okay. But it's good to see you all. And Lisa Foster's here. And Lisa, I'm so grateful because I had 0 Halloween tarot cards, and she sent me a ghost one and a witch one. So I'll be using those.
Cool.
Yeah. Let's see.
I think we both have this deck, the
Yeah.
Halloween deck, but then I also have a jack-o'-lantern deck.
So yeah, Rhonda Rue sent this one.
Yep.
So I was just super blessed this Halloween.
Okay. Yeah, I had to buy my own, but whatever.
I'm just going to go through here and make sure I'm clicking on all these. So lots of questions today. So
lots of new people I've never seen before. That's good.
Yeah. So welcome for those of you who are new. And so we do animal readings, and we usually start with an animal, like a star animal of some sort and whatnot. But I didn't think of one today. Did you, Mark?
Oh, I tried, but I couldn't think of anything today. I tried to think of something that would be Halloween-y, but I couldn't come
Lisa
up.
said she sent you cards too.
Did you? A card. No, a card.
Oh, a card.
Yeah. I got a card from you a while back. Do you mean you sent me another one? I didn't get that yet. But no mail's been here yet. Yeah.
So Mississippi is a little warm because of the wig, or?
It's just getting ready makes me hot. And so I had to cool down a bit. But this means my little baby dog won't sit here because she hates the fan. She's scared of it.
She hates the fan.
And it does a good
flop. Oh, yeah. And that flip is everything.
I know, I love it. It's a good thwart. A thwart.
Florp. Marianne didn't recognize you. Okay, so we're going to read on Flipper. And
Flipper.
Yeah, and then we'll dive into the questions here. Oh, Vicky has to restart. It's okay. We're going to just start on the star one. We're going to start with Flipper. And okay, so Flipper.
Yeah, I did a little research on him before.
Okay, good.
I think they used like 4 dolphins.
That's so weird that you said that, because I'm seeing more than one dolphin here. Was there more than one? Okay, so that makes sense. So they all showed up.
Yep, and some would do one thing, and some would do, they would do different tricks, different ones. They were all wild caught, so caught from the ocean. there was a main one. Now I can't remember his name. I want to say like Pal or something. Was the first one. But that's that. And they all worked in all the movies and the TV show. But they had more than one. There wasn't just one flipper. They used more than one at the same time. I mean, they didn't. It wasn't
right.
Uh-huh.
I'll get this right. So
I can't remember what his.
I'm seeing. Okay, so one is coming forward. He's a little more grumpier than the rest. So he wasn't too happy with the whole situation. The others kind of went with the flow, and I don't mean to.
Right.
No pun intended there, but they kind of went more with the flow. But this one, he was a little bit more. I think he was just in general a little bit more beat up when they got him.
Yeah.
But I say he, but I'm not sure. I'm assuming, I don't know. I'm just going with he.
They used females because they were less scarred and stuff. Just because the males tend to fight and stuff like that, and they would have scars.
Because they're showing me him all scarred up, so I'm not sure.
Yeah. They might have used some boys. I know, I forgot because I looked that up a couple weeks ago, and I also there was one main one, and they had his name, but I can't remember it now. But honestly, it wasn't the greatest situation because it was way back then, and they didn't really know how to have a dolphin in captivity. I mean, it just had to stay in a tank in a truck. On the set waiting for when they needed him. So they spent a lot of time in a small tank.
Yeah. Well, this one is showing me not happy.
No.
Not happy about that whole situation. The other ones seem to just kind of go with the flow and go, okay, this is my life now. And also had a higher they went with that higher understanding of what they were doing to bring focus to dolphins.
Yeah.
And but this one guy, he's like, I'm not into it. There was one that seemed that to photograph the best. She's showing me posing a lot, like so. I'm not sure. I don't even know if I ever saw Flipper. I may be in a commercial.
Yeah.
But but she's showing me really getting along with the humans and photographing and doing all those types of things. So maybe if there was one that they took for advertising more, but she's showing me she liked it actually.
Yeah, one of them was the main one, and I think
okay.
that's probably the one that got most of the, like that was the first one they caught, the first one they trained, and then they got a few more. But there still was a main one, but
okay.
Sometimes she wouldn't do something, and so they would get another one to do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead.
No. That's what I have so far there.
I just feel like it was quite a bit of work for them. It was a little harder than like, a dog or a horse or something like that. It was because there was a lot of time being lifted up, and I didn't read this or anything, but it feels like being like picked up with a net thing and then placed, because they had I'm assuming the water pool was, roped off or netted off so they couldn't get away. But there was a lot of back and forth. Now you're back to the tank. Now we need you back here. So I feel like it was a lot of work. I got the 7 of Pentacles, but I just think, it took a lot on their part. But the thing they didn't like most was after it was over and they moved along, this sometimes means go to calmer waters.
Yeah.
But the the waters they went to after were great. Uh,
Mm.
they went to, like, I know from reading that they went, to like a holding. I read that the sea it wasn't Sea World, but it was a like Marine Land or something like that. It had a name, but it wasn't. But they took responsibility of the dolphins while they were in the show, um, because nobody really knew anything about them. And then they also took them after it was over. But the dolphins got so used to interacting with the humans, like they did form bonds with like their trainers. I got the lovers, so I do think they bonded with them. But then afterwards, they were separated from their trainer, and that wasn't fun. They didn't like it.
Yeah. No. Mm-mm.
This is something I went through a lot at the zoo. Um, when the zoo would decide in its mighty wisdom to move an animal, or sometimes they would decide to take a keeper away from an animal who'd been taking care of them for years and years and years. And the animals, it's like they didn't get a say in it or anything, and they weren't really very happy. Plus, they would bond so strongly with the person they trusted that when you just took them away, all of a sudden they were without a rudder. They just felt at sea. It was awful. And I kept seeing that all the time. Or they would ship them to another zoo. Anyway, I never liked it much. But I get that same feeling here that they didn't consider that the dolphin had formed this relationship with humans and then they separated them. And I know, for example, the main one, um, they say what they say when you read, passed away of loneliness at the end.
At the end. Mm-hmm.
They
Yep.
called his keeper to come, and he did go there to the water park, and the dolphin just swam over to him in his arms and stopped breathing and committed suicide. So that's a pretty horrible ending.
Yeah. Yeah. The way they handled that was absolutely poor. They did feel like what I'm sensing too is that it was just like, okay, almost when they were captured and taken to do this, it was almost like an ending for them. And then they thought this is the ending of me, but then they saw that they were collaborating and being a part of something.
Yeah.
And so that was good for a while. So they did feel like they were helping make a difference and bringing awareness and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
However, the beginning and end was awful.
Yeah.
You have the death and then the Five of Pentacles at the end where they're just shoved out and not a thought of them. But we are thinking of you, and this community here are sending you our love and gratefulness. And we stand in the gap for these people, and we just say sorry.
They did step up and volunteer because of what you said. They wanted to be, to raise awareness to sea life and sea mammals. I mean, the dolphin did.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was good. But they were kind of like guinea pigs in it because nobody really knew
Mm-hmm.
what they were doing. So humans learned from it and learned better how to care for dolphins and other sea mammals because of the experience with the flippers. And I'm talking about that sea part too, that they figured out, they really saw clearly how much bonding went on and that it wasn't a good idea. You didn't want to put them alone without a human either. So, they did serve to teach and learn. And I think people learned from that. But, it just wasn't the happiest ending for them out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, I'm just, you know, sending the love now and telling them thank you for what they did and what they taught us.
And people, many thousands of people learned to love dolphins because of the TV show Flipper. So
Exactly.
it did change a lot of minds. So it wasn't all horrible. And they're great. They're glad that they did that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It really, it's kind of, people just weren't conscious enough at that time to figure it out, I don't think. So the consciousness is quite a bit different.
Exactly.
After that, the guy that trained Flipper, here's another thing I'm finally remembering. The rest of his life, he fought for animal rights for aquatic animals. And that's what he did the rest of his life after his dolphin.
See? Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay.
did make change. Yeah. Positive change.
Good. Good. Wow. You've
I
come
know
a long way.
read on that. I was going to read on it the week you couldn't come. And then after I researched it, I went, okay, well, I don't think I'm going to read on it. It's a little too, but it was
Little
okay.
dark. But,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of our history is dark, but we still need to understand it and you know what I mean? So we don't repeat. And
No, I agree.
we
And with
can,
humans too, you know,
yeah.
some humans were sacrificed for the good of all.
Mm-hmm.
Just be
Mm-hmm.
kind of the first. A lot of times you're that first energy that isn't appreciated yet.
Yeah. Well, Teresa's here. Hugs to you.
Hi, Teresa.
All right. So I'm going to move down. Here we go.
I don't know. I look pretty with makeup. It looks better. That and a hot light. And boy, I could.
So those of you who are just popping in, welcome. Happy Halloween. As you can see, I have Miss Sibby with me today doing readings. And she is, what are you again, Miss Sibby? Something queen of the...
Well, you know, some call me Queen of the Evergreen Wood. Yes.
The Evergreen Wood.
Or Sibylline. That's right. Sibylline. Yeah.
It's so funny because I try to get I keep trying to put Sybil in the water. She looks like a mermaid to me, but she's wood.
It's just a wet forest after a rainy day.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
And this gown, the fairies made this gown for me, and it's, you know, made with peacock feathers.
It's so gorgeous. Yeah, that's really nice.
Long, it's to the floor. So.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
When you wear long gowns like that, you feel like you are queen of everything.
That's true. Every time I put one on, I'm always, oh yes.
Yes.
Actually, I can't remember the last time I had on a long gown.
Gorgeous. All right.
My stupid friend Stephanie bought this dress for me at like vintage shop because she was the one that used to go to DragCon with me all the time. So I got my birthday present. I go, oh, how lovely. It's a new gown. And I'm so stupid. I just thought you'd like it. There you go. Okay, well, where will I wear it? Okay.
Well, lucky you. You're blessed. All right. So Janet, hello. Good to see you here. And she's asking, and thank you for your donation. That is very, very kind. Does my cat named Leo have a message for me? He passed many years ago. Leo.
Hi, Janet. Damn it, Janet. I love you. Okay. I was just watching Rocky Horror Picture Show over. I love that.
Leo.
Little Leo passed away a while ago. Leo.
How old was Leo when Leo passed? Hi, Starseed Awakening. Hugging you. How old, Janet, how old was Leo when, because he's coming in, he's showing me, I don't know if this is what he loved, but he's showing me young, and he was super fun. He seems very playful to me anyway. And that's how he's presenting himself. So I don't know if he was like that here or he just wants you to know that he's got his groove back and he's just he was 10. Okay. So he's showing me he has his groove back and playful, has his little whatever in his mouth and he's different. I'm feeling different with him. He doesn't seem like the typical cat to me. Did you have dogs at the same time? It's almost like he thought he was a dog. He's coming in acting more like a dog than a cat. So I don't know what that means. And
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, interesting.
Do you have a pet now, Janet? Yes, he loved to play. Yes, he thought he was a dog. Okay.
All right. We got the right one. We definitely have Leo then.
Well, I'm gonna pull one more card. Why does this card keep coming out? I don't like it and I don't understand it. Okay, wait. Debbie might know. I'll ask her. Could you put me on fat face just so I can check my
Oh yeah, I always forget to do that. There we go.
Nice lashes. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, those are awesome.
No, I don't have any pets. Oh yeah, these are my lashes. Sparkly eye shadow, but you can't really see it very good.
Oh, we can see it.
Oh, you can?
Yep.
Janet, the thing that's coming up for me. Okay. Is that he had a soul contract with you. That's the first thing I'm getting because I'm using Andrea's cards and it's the contract card, but it's upside down, which makes me think his contract with you isn't finished. Janet. Yeah, this is where we're headed, Janet. She said, I would love to have a dog. Because your contract isn't quite finished with him. I feel like he's like a soul friend or a little buddy. He's been kind of waiting.
And she's saying I would love to have a dog, and that dog energy was pretty strong with him. Mm-hmm.
It's just been kind of waiting for timing. We got a scale here, but I'm still getting kind of looking for the proper time when it serves you best or when you're able to do it. But then I get this lightning strike, so I feel like, it's like energy coming down from heaven is what I'm getting from this. Like,
yeah, happen in a flash.
Yep. And look, and then there's this little angel, good boy up here.
Good boy coming.
Little good boy angel. But he's thinking about, I think he wants you to consider him returning. Now, I don't know if you've watched this much or not, because I don't know if I know you yet, Janet. But, they can change species. The same soul can switch. So I don't know. While Debbie was talking to his energy, that's what kept coming up for me. So, and then that first card upside down contract really says it to me the most. Yeah, we are 72 years old.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that doesn't completely close that door though.
Janet, are you thinking of getting another cat? Either way, he will choose you if you choose to get a cat or a dog, though.
Right.
I feel like also he wants you to know that he's so grateful for you, and he wants you to know you did everything you could have done for him in those days, in those last days. There's nothing else you could have done. It was as it was going to be, and you did everything you could have done. There was nothing more for you to do for him, and he wants you to know that. So I don't know if you feel like there was something you could have done more, or should I have done something else, or like that. He wants you to say no. There's nothing else you could have done. You have the 5 of Swords there, and it went as it was supposed to go. Okay, 7 of Swords and the 4 of Swords, and he just loves you, and he feels like and you can see him down there in the corner there, that he got the best house, he got the best family in the world.
But then it's also that Wheel of Fortune card, which we always get when it's about returning.
Yeah, and so he feels like you are the best family in the world, and that he will return to you if you are able to have him.
You know, Janet, it's even a possibility of adopting not a baby, but like a 2-year-old or something. I know that sounds weird, and you think, well, how could he be there? But that's what I'm hearing him say. Oh, he was a black and white kitty.
Oh, and he was a black and white kitty, just like what's on here. Wow.
Yeah. So just think about that. If that were to come up, just think twice about it.
Do you see the black
and white cat at the Wheel of Fortune card? Whoa. Hey, what are those cards again? Are that the one Lisa sent you?
Lisa sent me these. These are the witch ones.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah. Cute.
And he might have been on your mind a little bit more recently, even though he passed a long time ago, because his energy's around or something. I feel like he is around.
Yeah, she said, yes, I did try to keep him alive. And he said, you did everything you could and there's nothing more. And it was, but he just, he felt the love, but he wants you to know that there was, if you hold on to any of that, he wants you to go ahead and let that go. Yeah. For him to bring that in. Yeah. So, oh gosh, Janet, giving you a big hug. What a sweetheart he is.
Yeah.
Okay. We have Chris here. And let me read to you what's going on here so y'all are ready to go. We have Chris, then we have Riff Raff, Wordsmith. We have Barbara at Queens Avenue. Dale, Lisa. Okay, just so you know, there's in line there.
Yeah, great. Janet, I don't say this to be like, to be anything, but I just keep hearing he might already be back in form. I don't know. That's odd, and I don't always get that, but I think that's why he was saying I could be like a 2-year-old already or something. So anyway, it's more like if just something comes up, and you hear about a little dog or cat. Well, there's something about dog energy. Just, listen carefully.
Okay, let me check Scorpio lady.
Okay. Bibi is screaming when touch her.
I don't see one, Scorpio lady. Go ahead and write it again. I easily miss stuff. It goes up and then I miss it. There's 50 Shades. Hi, Hi, beautiful. All right.
What is Bibi, Chris?
Bibi is her. Okay, so Chris is where I was just at in New York.
Okay.
Bibi is her. And he's covered by the little sign there, but she's
Oh.
she's a little dog.
Visit? That's who you went to visit?
Yeah.
And so Bibi is a dog.
Yes, a little
Poodle like the
Shih
look.
Tzu, or am I getting that right, Chris?
Shih Tzu.
I'm so bad at.
It's got that red thing on his face. I can't really see.
Yeah, a
It's a
little.
little black dog though. Looks like.
She's yeah. She's been having trouble. Like she's so picky about eating. I know that, and but this is new. So Bibi is screaming when touch her lower body. Can you pick up what's wrong? So when I was there, I was wondering, like, because of her pickiness, I'm like, what, and I asked Bibi, Shih Tzu. Thank you.
Yeah.
Shih Tzu. Shih Tzu.
Shih Tzu.
Okay.
Because you hit that T.
Sorry, guys, this is automatic.
Little Shih Tzus are cute as bugs.
Oh my gosh, cutest thing ever. But I did energy work on her when I was there.
Hi, Lisa. Yeah.
Hi, Lisa. So and I wasn't, at the time, I don't know. I was just wondering if something like, do they get gallbladder stuff?
They can.
Okay. Well, because I'm having gallbladder issues, so I didn't want to say like gallbladder, pancreas, like that.
Does that make you sore?
It can bring on if you're having an episode, yeah.
I don't know. I'm not. Come here, Bibi. Yeah, you can talk to me too. It's almost like, I keep hearing twist, like twisted or.
Oh, like a colon.
Something like a little twist. It even could be muscle or kind of spasmy, something. I can't tell if it's. Let me ask the pendulum. I can't tell if it's organ or like muscle. Let me see. Organ. Stop. Muscles. Yeah, it seems more muscle than organ.
Well, I went to my medical cards.
Good.
And this is what I had in my head.
Good.
But for it to show up. So I got the snake, and in the health section, it says digestive tract. So that something could be twisted within that, right?
Right.
Or wrong with something.
Or even if you were like bloated or a block or something.
Yeah.
Twisted, like it would
twisted up in there.
Touch.
So something in the digestion. Aren't you glad I narrowed that down? We already know that. But we just got backed up, yeah. But I do feel like it's important to go get it checked.
Yeah.
I feel like like maybe she's always had this, but it's flaring up now. Like it's getting worse. Like something. Anyway, yeah. I'm not great at the
Medical.
medical stuff, so
Me either. And sometimes because I know I'm not a doctor, I can resist some of that too sometimes. Because
yeah.
I don't want to, guide somebody wrong or something, especially when it's medical. But I don't get that it's that I feel like it can be relieved, that it doesn't have to stay. It seems like it's kind of here and then it's going to be gone. But like a bellyache or like maybe even like constipated or some kind of like pressure there that just should be released. But I feel like it will release though. Let me just do a little bit of energy work while Debbie's seeing if she sees anything else.
Yeah, so I wanted to throw the cards again while you were, looking into that. And I got the same cards, Chris. So I feel like she's had it, but it's just getting worse. So I got the child and the snake again. So I do feel it's something that maybe it's important to take a look at.
Yeah. I think so too, because right when the question came up, I thought, oh, maybe better go to the vet. Right off the bat, I was thinking, oh, this might be a vet thing that I won't be able to, some things we can fix energetically, but some things you need the vet. It's just like the same thing with us.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. And obviously we're going to send her some healing. I mean, some energy right now and healing. And
she's taking that in quite well. Has her diet changed any? Probably not.
Well, she doesn't eat any. She's very, very picky. So it's
she
hard
will
to
not eat nothing. Yeah. Yeah. It could even be like kind of a form of IBS or something like that.
Yeah. But either it's something that unless it presents like this, you normally wouldn't find it. So but now that thank you, I will call it that. Yes, do that. And but now that this is presenting, they'll be able to find it. But I do believe it's something that she was born with. It's just getting worse. Yeah. That's what I keep getting.
I do feel like it can be relieved though, or
I think they can, once they know, what to look for, they'll be able to
get better.
So
but it does feel like gut, colon, like in there, all down there in the low belly part. But I wonder, he says, when we touch her lower body. But she wasn't doing that when you were there, huh, Deb?
But she was doing her normal. I'm going to eat today, but then the next, I'm not eating anything. I don't want to eat. I don't like anything. So she.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'd like to hear if you find something out. So tell Debbie so she can tell me.
Yes. Keep it posted for Bibi. Giving Bibi hugs. Okay, I want to take a picture of us. So you need to look at the screen. See if I can do it without. That's cute. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, that one turned out cute.
Oh, aren't we cute?
We're so cute.
Yeah. I like it because it makes my lips a lot bigger. Because I have like kind of thin lips. So I drew the pencil way up.
If you go like that, of course. Yep.
And way down to that big fat lower lip.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Going back here, we have now Riff Raff Ray. Are you still here? I didn't see you answer when I said you would be next.
But she just now says I'm here.
Oh, good. So you Okay, so then we have Wordsmith, and then we have Barbara, and then we have Dan and Dale and Lisa. Okay. Oops.
Now there's someone at my door. I'm not going to the door.
Oh, they're there trick-or-treating already.
No, this is at the back door, which means they had to come in through the back gate.
Who's knocking at your back fucking door?
I don't know. I'm not going to go look.
Okay, that would freak me out. Okay, so Riff Raff Ray says, I'm here. Of course, if someone was knocking at our back door, it would be like, you flew in.
Like worker.
I'm here. I've heard tales of him being around for years, won't come near anyone, but it's thought he is someone's cat who moved. McDonald's feeds them. Okay, stray cat in my small town. Does he want an indoor home? What are they thinking? And then Riff Raff goes on to say, I've heard tales of him being around for years, won't come near anybody. So what do you want, little stray thing? Little stray boy.
You don't have a name or nothing, just a little stray.
I think it's really Chris was accidentally sent into cyberspace. What?
Somebody hit a button or something. I don't know what happened.
Did we? Oh, well, that's weird.
Let's look, Kitty.
How do you make it so you don't get pop-ups on your screen of alerts?
I don't know. Now my phone's ringing too. What the?
I'm just like, what in the world's going on here?
I took
I asked him to let me, and I asked him to let me, and told him I wouldn't try to catch him right then. Okay. As of now, I don't feel there's any desire one way or the other. He's just doing his thing.
Yeah.
He enjoys all the people in his life, because I feel like he's like the same people kind of look after him, and so I feel like he enjoys all of them. And kind of like it's like one of those things. And so I dove in a little deeper here, and it's almost like it's given people the opportunity to love and show kindness. And he's like on the other end of that, but it's offering the opportunity to do that. Do you live in weather, Riff Raff? Do you get cold? Like, do you get snow and stuff? Because I don't know that he'd ever feel like it was like inside, but maybe like an outside little special spot for him. Almost like a doghouse, but not a doghouse.
Mm-hmm.
He says very cold. Okay. So maybe setting up something similar to that would give him a little bit of more shelter. I'm having orbs.
Well, I missed it. I looked down just when it came. Well, it's weird. The first thing I heard was probably not. That he's probably not going to
Yep.
be a good rescue kitty. He's a ninja.
Yeah.
He's pretty tough. He feels like he's street smart and pretty feral. Look at him. He's like, yeah, I'm a little ninja.
Yeah.
He does appreciate coffee and snacks being offered outside because he said, I'll stop by and have a little sip. He's kind of outside having some snacks and he likes that. So that's important. But I feel like he's trying to tell me I'm very smart. He's reading a book. I'm street smart, I think he's saying. I'm pretty tough. He uh, lifts weights and he's a tough boy. Smart, tough, and he's pretty comfortable outside. Look, it's like he's in a hot tub. But so I think he's been pretty feral. I think he's adjusted to that, and he might be hard to keep inside. Now, like Debbie was saying, maybe a building in your yard or something, he might, seek shelter there or something. Um, as long as you fed him. But I feel like he's almost too much into the feral outside kitty to kind of be able to easily change.
Yeah.
Which is probably why he's been out there for a long time. He's kind of happy with the way his life is. He feels like he's got it all handled. He thinks, anyway.
Yeah.
I like his energy, though. And plus, like Mark, I'd want to say, yes, adopt him. That would be what I would want to say. So, I felt like he had to convince me a little bit not to say that. And that's why, I feel like, I don't know if he would work out that good. Yeah. There's lots of protected areas here. Okay.
Yeah. I feel like if you tried to rescue him, he'd feel a little trapped. You have the hangman there. And this is the ghost one that Lisa sent me. But people are stepping up and offering him. There's lots of choices there of where to go to get. He knows where to go to get, each cup filled. And a lot of people, offer him. You have the 6 of cups there, so he feels at home with everybody. And so I just feel
it kind of feels like he has a lot of caregivers.
Yeah,
it's like almost. He thinks, even though, out in the wild can be dangerous, but he kind of feels like the best of both worlds. I get to be free, a ninja, running around doing what I want, and people take care of me and give me food. Because he wouldn't be as happy if he didn't have that little, coffee pot there outside that gives him something to eat when he needs it. And I feel like he knows where to go. There's more than one spot. He's got like several hands out that he goes to. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, precious little.
Okay. Says I agree, and you confirm my feels. Yeah.
Okay. So next we have Wordsmith.
I'm sure there's another kitty that would like to be adopted, though, Ray. There's always that. Okay, please.
Oh, yeah. There's always kitties.
Yeah.
That was sarcastic. Oh, yeah. We're pretty refined here. Not so many. That was sarcastic. You're funny. All right.
Ollie.
Okay. Please help us, Ollie. Help Ollie. He was a rescue shelter kitten who's now 4 years old, gray tabby. He's had painfully cracked paw pads all his life. Even a cat dermatologist has no answer.
Hey, Ollie. I feel like it's dry. It feels dry. But I'm wondering if there's some kind of oil, like coconut oil or something, something that you could digest, if you licked it. But he almost needs a little extra oil on his pads. Like if you just had a little bit and you just kind of smushed them a little bit. I feel like, I don't know if I never heard of that before, but that's what I'm seeing. But let me look at cards. It's like
so again, wordsmiths, we are not doctors.
Yeah.
And this is definitely okay. So, but what I'm being shown here, and so I'm just going to tell you what I'm seeing, and you can take it or or just go, oh no, and that's fine. But I'm just going to go ahead and pass it along because I do feel for this poor little baby. It's almost like a form of like eczema.
Yeah.
But on the paws, and that's like the hot area or whatever of this. It's something that, so it would be, it wouldn't be like eczema, but it's something like it, and so like something internal, like and allergies and certain things spark it more than others. Like, so let's say you're allergic to dust, then it's going to spark that that condition more. So it's linked to something like that. And so that would make sense to me that no one's can understand where it's coming from. Because half the time allergies, 99% of allergies that people have, they don't know where the fuck it comes from. So I can see why the doctor's having a hard time figuring out what's wrong. But I feel like it's something like that. That's what I'm being shown.
Right.
So how to treat that? I would treat it like, so if you have let's say your cat has a skin condition like eczema, how do they treat that? Do you know, Mark? Is it like a...
No, I've never had that,
Okay.
My partner had that eczema, but that would be kind of, I don't know, pretty drastic drugs for that. And I don't think that's good for the cat. I just keep feeling like almost like a home remedy or very slight massaging the feet. It flares up at different times of the year, I think. Look like, and then I put this card like, there he is on a hike in the summer. Like, so it makes me think his feet get overworked or something.
Or maybe it flares up in the fall, or
yeah, something like that. Yeah, because actually, like he's on a hike. Non-invasive. I almost feel like it needs to kind of come from the outside in rather than the inside out. So that would make me think not.
Oh, that's funny.
Not a pill or something, but an ointment or something like that.
Yeah, I mean they have all those ointments for out, external use for all the kinds of skin conditions.
Right. He would want to lick it afterwards, so you want to make sure it's digestible. But somebody else mentioned fish oil, which might. But I keep thinking maybe like coconut oil. I don't know. I wish we had somebody else here who've been through that.
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of surprised the vet wouldn't suggest something topical or something.
Collagen powder. Collagen. Yeah. So this is something that he was born with. So it'll be something like that. There is something that can heal him, and it's going to be homeopathic. There you have it. Wordsmith. It's something that he was born with. But there is a healing possibility for him, and you have that clover, and the clover is homeopathic remedy. So yeah, but it's finding what that is for him.
Right. Yeah. I can see something that
And Lisa said she has a holistic vet in Kentucky. I'm just wondering if you can make a call or a Zoom call or some sort of something with a holistic somebody, if you don't have one in your town, that will help with some ideas with how to deal with it. Because I can't imagine, because then you put that stuff on them, then they're patting it everywhere they go. So I don't know.
Oh yeah, aloe vera might be good too. He's got extra sensitive skin. Look, here he is like a little porcelain cat.
Yeah.
He's got a little bit. It's a little extra sensitive. I agree. It's inherited because I also got an ancestor card before. But I think once you get the right person, it's going to be sort of an easy fix. It might, raise its ugly head from time to time, but I think you'll get a thing that you can fix it.
Yeah.
But ask a doctor or a homeopathic doctor.
Well,
something. I'm just
yeah.
I'd rather they tell you what it is because I'm not a doctor.
Well, blessings to you, wordsmith, and cuddling up your gray tabby.
Not aloe vera because that's toxic.
Okay. Aloe vera is toxic to cats. Okay.
I don't think coconut oil is. It kind of, the reason I keep thinking, I don't know why it won't stop, but the reason I keep thinking coconut oil is because you know how when coconut oil, where it's cool, it'll harden, it gets,
Mm-hmm.
and then it gets soft again. So it's like a coating. It almost puts a little
coating
on it so that, because when he walks, it can irritate it. If it hits the little cracks, it makes it worse. I don't know. I feel like a coating, or because he probably don't want to wear shoes. But although I know they do make booties
for dogs. Do they make them for cats? The cats wouldn't even move. They'd be like,
they'd be so horrified if you covered up their feet in booties.
They just lay there. Like, what the hell?
Try them with Luna and see how it works with her.
Oh my god! I'd have to videotape that. I'd get 1 million views on that. All right, Barbara. Are you still here with us, Barbara?
Queen's River of Light Tarot. Oh,
thank you, Riff Raff. He liked my animation. my cat animation. I look just like a cat, didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay, Barbara's still here.
I hope that helped, Wordsmith. Thank you for your question. Appreciate it. So Barbara's here.
That would sting, Lisa. Good Band-Aids. Ooh.
Throwing up brown liquid all the time. And this is a little tuxedo kitty.
Okay, little tux, little boy.
Black and white.
Finnegan.
Throwing up brown liquid all the time. Well, that don't sound good. When you say all the time, how long has that been going on?
Yeah. Sometimes, okay, what I'm seeing is something stuck. So it's kind of like maybe a fur ball's there, and it can't get the fur ball up. So it keeps you keep finding that brown liquid. And again, I could be wrong because it's not my thing. However, that's what I'm being shown. Because I'm not feeling like I feel bad. I'm not feeling sick.
A couple times
a week. Does he do fur balls? Okay, so hairball meds. I would try the hairball thing. So, or like there's hairball food too. So for indoor cats,
Right.
to help with that. And then, so it doesn't get, and then there's also I guess I'm so not the one.
But if it's hairball too, he probably does a little hacking with it. So it would be a little bit of like coughing up,
He's on hairball food. Okay. Let me talk to him. Because I'm not feeling sick to my stomach. I'm not feeling any other organs in my body. Because usually Mark and I both try to feel where it might be coming from.
Right.
And I'm not, are you feeling anything, Mark?
No, I feel like he doesn't act like he's sick. Like kind of not giving me the, but what's going on there? What is that in there? Finnegan. What a cute little name. Finnegan. What's going on, buddy?
How old is Finnegan?
Yeah, he doesn't act sick. Yeah, I don't think he is sick. It might also be, now you're going to think I'm weird, but then I'm pretty sure you started out that way. But
3. He's 3.
Oh, he's only 3. You little youngster. I don't know. I think it might be a little bit related to the diet. That there may be too much furball treatment going on. And it's sort of, it's like residue, or like it's over much. And so he spits it out almost like. So eating too fast. So maybe he doesn't need to be on hairball diet like all the time. Because, he kind of says, I'm not sick or something. And that almost feels like digested food being just spitting it out. Like, let's say it was something that was supposed to loosen up hairballs and make them dissolve or get rid of them. And so here it comes, but there's no hairball, so you just spit up the stuff. Okay, just feed him food for long hair. Okay.
All right. As I'm sitting with him, and I did throw some cards as well. It's good that you're paying attention to this, Barbara, because it could turn into something down the road if it's not treated now. But I do feel that you can treat it homeopathia, so making some change. It's okay. So we're all racking our brains. How can you make a change for him and his diet to help him with digesting and like that? I don't feel it's because he's not giving me that stomach ache that I get with digestion. However, is he? I do have. Let me show you. I have this card coming in, and it's all about dehydration. Dehydration. It also talks about overeating. It can be with the sun, but I heard loud and clear dehydration can come into play. And you see the brown liquid coming out. Is he getting enough water in between? And so that could also cause trouble with the hairballs and all kinds of things. But I do have the clover coming in too. So that's that homeopath again that that you can bring in something to help with that. But I also, right in the middle of that is the coffin, which means in this type of reading, this is something to pay attention to because down the road it could cause problems. but you have these two cards coming in saying it's going to be okay. He drinks all the time. Okay. Well, that's what is coming through here. It can be taken care of. So overall, the energy is bringing in. It can be taken care of. Homeopathic, making some changes, and the other is the somehow that sun card is bringing in that dehydration or overeating.
Yeah, I just keep getting it has something to do with the diet.
Oh yeah, so that could be too the sun card. The diet, change the diet.
Because I put this card, which is a kitty with this coat like wonky, because I keep hearing him say, it's too much. I feel like, you're doing a good thing. You want to prevent fur balls, but I don't think it's as big a problem or something. And so I just keep hearing something in this diet there's too much of it. It's like an oversaturation or something like that. His coat is wonky. Yeah, well, there he is in a wonky coat. So I don't know. Maybe you just, try to switch to another diet temporarily and see what happens with that. See if he stops spitting up. Because I don't think he's really sick. It looks like just getting rid of this kind of liquid stuff.
He loves his catio and he loves to eat, but he's not fat. His coat is wonky. Well, my cards are showing it's something to do with the diet, and Mark, you're getting.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sibby.
Yeah, right.
Miss Sibby. You're getting the same thing.
And I know, hairballs is a thing. Fur balls, hairball. But I have a long-haired kitty, super long hair, and I've never put her on any kind of hairball stuff, and she's never had any problems. So I'm just saying, you don't necessarily have to have problems.
Yeah,
You're a long-haired kitty, and I had one before her, a boy who was Himalayan, super long hair. He never had hairballs either. Now I used to clip him sometimes because he would get too hot. So I almost feel like there's too much. What is it? Too much preventative or something. It's almost over treating. That's what I'm going to say. Over treating. And I know you said, well, I don't really. So I'm going to go again with the diet. Something about that diet somehow. Anyway.
The Maine Coon doesn't have a problem. Yeah. So it's just a different kitty needs a different food, I think.
Yeah, they're all different, of course.
After all that, Barbara, try different food.
And of course, Barbara, we're not vets. We're getting a lot of medical questions today.
I know. I know that's our hardest one.
Energetically. So, because, I not only am I not a vet or a doctor, I don't even know like a lot of terms.
Right, the terms.
I think I would, because I worked at a zoo for 30 years, and how many times did I have to take the house to the vet over? But just me, my own personal self, I'm not really big into all that. So I kind of don't even listen, sort of. I'm more about they're happy and healthy. Go ahead and fix them. But I don't really get into all the big medical, I don't know. I just don't.
And just so you know, the main thing, Barbara, takeaway is we don't feel that he feels sick.
Yeah.
So we didn't, and that's one thing that we can do is we can kind of feel where it might be feeling, but neither one of us felt like we felt sick. So. Okay. All right, Dan, are you here?
Dan.
Next person after Dan, it's Dale, then Lisa. So let us know, and then Sunny.
There's Dan.
Dan's here. Okay.
Holly, my 13-year-old, had glaucoma in both eyes.
Here
Her
with
eye-
my 3 dogs. Oh, Dan. Yay.
yeah. So then Holly's a dog. Her eyes were removed this month. How is she adapting? And does she find her 2 brothers annoying now?
Still love her. Does she still love her daddy? Yeah. Oh, Dan. All right. I got the chills on this one.
Oh, it's a Cocker Spaniel.
Molly.
Holly.
I see her really. You bring familiar to her, that familiar feel, that everything familiar, your smell, Dan. So that's very comforting to her and normalizing. So she's gone through a lot this month, but just your presence makes her her normalize things. I don't know how else to say that. She yeah, I feel there's some more adjusting to happen, but you make it not so scary in her dark world, is what she's saying. So that extra holding, that extra like always kind of have her with you will help that her transition into the dark world.
Mm-hmm.
But you are her world. You make her feel so safe. Yeah.
Right. But she kind of takes the lead from you. That's who she pays the most attention to. The brothers aren't particularly annoying, but I'm not sure they 100% know what's happening. Although I'm assuming if she had glaucoma, she was already not seeing well, So remind the boys that we got to be extra careful, just out loud, say it to them, be extra careful with Holly because we need to treat her a little bit with more care till she gets more secure. Yeah, they bump into her accidentally. She's still learning this new game. Here she is with her little, what do you call that? The little thing you play with a video game, whatever it is.
The new remote.
Yeah, so she's trying to figure out this new way of playing and being. I feel like she'll be doing a lot more resting or laying maybe than before. There's still a little bit of healing to do. I don't know. On some level, I feel like, everything's fine. But I wonder why the vet decided to take her eyes out. It almost feels a little bit like overkill, sort of like that. But I don't know because I'm not a vet. I feel like it would have been the same anyway. But just give her lots of loving, extra special kitty. We're here to help you see, that kind of thing. Out loud telling her. Yeah.
Yeah. I love this card. Dan. So yeah, keep everything familiar. That'll help her with this transition into and not being able to see. She's resting now. We tried drops, specialized divet. Oh, she's specialized divet. So you see her. She's with you. You guys are the chariot together. So you that team, that coming together, that teamwork is going to help help her find her way. And to her, you are the King of Cups. And so you are that balance. And so, like Mark was saying, how you react, she's going off your reaction. So everything else is heightened. So her other senses are going to be heightened. And so she's going off your reaction. So you're helping her stabilize that. But yeah, she loves you.
Yeah, she's planning on recovering, getting stronger, or she is back to lifting weights. Wanting to recover. Oh, I see. They said it was painful in her eye.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it is extremely painful. Glaucoma.
But why don't they take humans' eyes out when they have glaucoma?
Well, because they have other ways, I guess, maybe to block the receptors.
I don't think it was necessary. That's just me. I just keep hearing that. But anyway, she's good, and she's going to recover and be strong again.
Yeah. Little Molly. Dan, thank you so much for taking care of her so well. Okay, Dale. Did Dale pop in?
Yeah, I'm sure it wasn't Dan. I'm not criticizing anything, kiddo. I know you did everything just like the way was good. And she's on board with that, and everything's going to be okay with it. So I don't want you to feel like, I'm criticizing that. It's a little bit more about vets and what sometimes, I don't know. Anyway, let's don't go any farther with that.
The good thing is she doesn't have the pain anymore, because I would have felt the pain.
Right.
And so that's beautiful. That is beautiful, Dan. You relieve that pain for her.
And she was already learning to get around
without seeing very well anyway. So yeah, she's thankful for that. She didn't understand the pain. All right, so Dale, my 15-year-old Chihuahua has been ailing a bit. He's doing a lot better today, but over the weekend he started whimpering in pain. We took him to the vet, but she couldn't find anything wrong with him. Oh, all right, little buddy. Little buddy. Okay. A lot of health things today, Mark.
Yeah, I know. Everybody had a lot of health coming in today. What's the little Chihuahua's name? I don't see it on there, do I? Yeah.
I'm asking him to show me. He's showing me he's rolling over showing me his belly, but
Spike. Hey, Spike. Little Chihuahua named Spike.
Spike. I feel like did he get into something? He's up and about now. Definitely, it's about something he ate. He's up and about now. It was something he ate. So I don't know if yeah, he's not showing me, but but whatever it is moved on, because he was showing me his belly. I feel like it's past now, but it's almost like Oh gosh, it's hard to translate this into the words I need here. Um, so it inflamed it, whatever, and now it's moved on, and but it is about what he's eating that triggered it, whatever it was.
It feels
And I mean, I did draw a card as well, and it's backing that up. The tree. It's all about the type of.
yeah, I think I can help him feel better just energetically on this one because I keep getting to do it. So just going to send him energy while we're talking.
And like maybe a gentler. You probably already do this. Like I'm not seeing like maybe like even a like a nutrition drink. Like we can drink those little nutrition little vitamin shakes or they're just like making it easier for food to move through now at 15.
Yeah, it seems age related.
Yeah. So it's just
And
not
yeah,
doing the same thing it was. So getting something that's super easy to move through. When we can't eat things but we still need that nutrient. I keep being shown those drinks. Like those protein drinks.
right. Or like, yeah.
They come in those little things and you shake them and you drink them. I mean, it's just like a little protein thing, when people aren't getting enough and like yogurt drinks or something like that. Just something.
Or that works on your immune system or something.
Yeah.
It feels more
like Ensure. Thank you, Vicki.
Yeah, sure.
That's what I was talking about.
And they could probably drink some of that. I wouldn't give them a whole bottle of Ensure.
Yeah, you just put a little down in the thing.
A little bit would help. I think it's come and go. I don't really see it being stays there all the time. Also, I do feel like there's a little bit of arthritis-y a little bit that sometimes acts up to that might cause a little squeal if you pick him up or something like that. But again, everything seems to be related to age. He's slowing down and his system is slowing down. That's that digestive thing. But just like some aches and pains. I don't see him looking to transition. But it's kind of aches and pains. It's not anything super serious, even though like my arthritis drives me crazy. And I would say, yeah, it's serious. I hate it all the time. But it's kind of one of those things you kind of live with as you get older because there's not a lot of relief, So in some ways, yeah, I believe he has arthritis. Yeah, I think he does a little bit there too. And sometimes that aches. And plus, he's not shy about going, he wants to tell you if he's achy or something. So he's going to let you know. Spike's going to say, ow. Because he likes to tell you everything. Yeah. Look into like that stuff. Ensure.
Like something like Ensure. They also have organic ones and all that might be better for our little pets, but
I think he's going to be feeling better though. It feels like it comes and goes. Yes, he's very vocal. Yeah. Yeah, I can tell he likes to tell you stuff and talk to you. And also, even little things, he'll be sure to tell you about it, but overall, considering his age, and he's getting pretty old for Chihuahua, he's doing pretty good. Um, I feel like just feeling a little kind of worse for the wear, a little bit.
Too tough.
Yeah.
Chi-Chis are good at conversing. Yeah.
It's true.
Oh, hi, sunflowers. Well, you guys, I thank you for hanging out with us today. And I feel like we just need to all do a group Lincoln and hug. I feel like today was a lot of health issues with our babies.
Yeah, but I kind of been noticing that in private readings too, and just a sense of it. Pam talked a little bit about it, like they're getting like more and more of them are having little flare ups and things. It again, it relates kind of to us. It's about the energy coming in and them trying to balance it and process it. And sometimes they're better at it than others, and sometimes it knocks them for a loop, or they got a ground, or it makes something flare up that was about to flare up. Kind of the same way that you guys might be having those kind of, it's not necessarily going to kill you, but all of a sudden one day you have really bad laryngitis. Or one day, you just have a really headache you don't usually get them, but today I don't know, my head's hurting bad. Or for me, a couple of days, I just will be so energyless that I just have to do nothing, and I have a lot to do. And a lot of my pets have had little things coming up, like all at the same time, kind of, well, I don't feel this. I have this going, I have that going. They're not major, but it's little stuff. And I feel like it's about the energy in the animal kingdom also trying to absorb it and balance it and bring it in, I feel like, and they're having a little bit of effects. Buttercup's been limping, and just so you know, I took her to the vet. I do go to the vets, when I need to, because I did energy work on her and it got better, because I usually always try that first, because that's just what my experience is. But then, and it did get better for days, and then she started limping again. So then I thought, oh, I better take her to the vet, because this doesn't seem like a sprain. It might be in the bones or something. And I took her, and then he examined her, and he told me that it was in her knees, like the meniscus or something in there. And so then his remedy was horrifying, and there's no way we're going to do it. But I still appreciated him telling me that. And in a way, it made me feel better, even though I knew I wasn't going to follow through with that remedy, because it was to operate on one knee at a time. There's a year recovery where she can't walk or play. She has to stay in a cage, and then do the next one for another. There's no way we're going to go through 2 years of her not being able to play or be with her, housemates. Or it just was, for me, it was too much for her. And I know she wouldn't like it. So it doesn't mean I don't appreciate his opinion and his diagnosis, but it's just not something we're going to do. And also, it's like multiple thousands of dollars to operate on her and try to make her stay still. Like she'd have to stay with all 4 feet on the ground still. I'm going, well, that's impossible. I don't know how I'd even be able to do it. But anyway, I just want you guys to know that I don't hate vets, and I don't always disagree. I do work with them and take my pets when they need to go, but I don't always agree with.
Well, and that's healthy, Mark. I think that's healthy. We all need to,
I have to use my own.
We know our babies really well, and so always, for yourself when you're going to the doctor, and you do it for your babies. So I think that's smart. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to do one more reading.
Great.
Lisa's was next on the list, and so I do want to get to her. And but as we step into this energy, I do want to say thank you to the moderators and Gina and everyone for holding space in the chat today. And again, as we move forward this week, that we keep in mind linking in and in prayer and healing energy for us and our babies.
And
Okay.
the animal kingdom in general too,
And
because I feel
yeah.
like the wild animals are also going through like some stuff
Okay.
with
Wow.
the balancing.
Okay.
And I feel like we all are on one level or another, because it's quite a different vibration that's being anchored into the earth. It's very different. Ultimately, it's for our higher good, but we have to adjust to it.
Yeah.
And it takes some adjustment, and I think sometimes you get a little knocked off balance. And I feel like the animal kingdom's doing that too in some way. Yeah. And Buttercup is a lot better. Like right after we got that diagnosis, I felt better. And so did she.
Aww.
Because I was worried more like, well, I hope it's not cancer or something. Because she didn't have any swelling, or like I couldn't feel any break or anything like that, And then I kept, well, maybe something internal. So that's kind of what worried me the most. But I was kind of glad to find out.
Melody and Posh.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right, Dr. Morticia.
Stepping, I'm talking to Melody and Posh here. One of them is just like, like whatever. Feel to it. They will tolerate. This one would be more likely to love to get along. The other one is in that top. Okay, I'll tolerate. For you, I'll just tolerate this whole situation that they're not very happy about. All right, I'll tolerate, they're saying. And I don't know which one's which here. Who's doing that? Like, which one is the one who's like, okay, licking its paws, like, whatever. Okay, I'll tolerate. Posh is starting to pee on things like my clothes. Okay, so who's the one that seems to be more aggressive in the situation?
I think it can get a little better, but I think they'll always have a thing. They're it's like personality or something. They feel like they'll always have some kind of a thing. I don't think they're ever going to be lovey-dovey, bestest buddies. However, some of the stuff is a little more dramatic than it actually is. But Posh, Melody's new.
Okay.
Yeah, Posh is feeling usurped and pushed out of her spot. So that's why she peed on stuff. She is going, this cat's a little too pushy, and it's not really following the rules. Or, yeah, that's what I thought. Melody go after Posh. Right. And she needs more learning. So watch Melody. Let's talk to her a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Posh. Here's Posh. Four of Pentacles there.
Holding on.
This is my space.
And look, there's a cat on that card too, and I love it.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where you're hanging on, you're grabbing on, you're not really letting go of it for this one.
Yeah, it's gonna, it's gonna take a little bit. Again, they're gonna come to a time of tolerating. I just don't.
Well, I feel like, yeah, what's that one?
The temp.
I feel like Posh would like a little more space. Oh, Melody won't come downstairs. So, yeah, well, if Posh was downstairs, that'd be okay. I mean, I feel like she don't really like to be that close to Melody right now. Now, I think it's going to change, but right now they're still having it out. And Posh is telling you.
Well, she stopped peeing.
She don't like that cat, or she's mad at that cat, or that cat gets them in trouble or something like. It's more like she doesn't know the rules yet. Will Posh stop peeing?
So I feel too with the peeing, there's something else going on. So I think there's a combo, and I think her emotions have started, but she might have a little bit of a track. Because I'm feeling a little bit of a pee thing. Urinary, what would it be? Like a tract infection? I don't know what cats get.
Urinary tract infection.
But it would have been brought on by these emotions and not drinking her water or not getting enough fluid in there during this time for whatever reason. So UTI, cat, yeah, okay, UTI. So that's, I'm wondering about that. I'll throw cards to see if I get a backup on that, but that's what came in regards to the peeing, that it's more than just I'm mad at you or this situation. I feel like there might be a little something. It could have been spurred on by the situation. That's interesting, Gina. Is there something like a spray that you can spray around the house to kind of neutralize the pheromones to kind of help them settle? Oh, you tried to give her meds, but it was a no. Oh, that's too bad because I feel like, oh, they can give her a shot. Wouldn't she love that?
If they keep on, fighting or whatever, of course, out loud, tell them to stop and that's not good. But, there's not a lot of love lost between them. I get the heart, but it's upside down. So they haven't really learned to love each other. These two in particular. It's still like
I can't get her in.
Yeah.
The carrier. Oh my God.
It's like a chaotic relationship. They're still in the midst of that kind of, especially these two. So I wouldn't, as much as possible, don't really put them together or let little Posh come with you and just leave Melody upstairs or whatever. They also, I feel like they came with it. This new kitty cat brought in some past issues with Melody. And so that's what's caused the the little bit of chaos and the not getting along together very good. And also, Posh is a little bit afraid of Melody. She's like, I'm a little bit chicken. I need you to, Posh will bite you. Boy, you've got some really, poor Lisa.
Thanks, Lisa. But I did draw the path for Posh. I did draw the paths, and that seems to me that could talk about a track. Could be urinary. I mean, if you're breaking it down into health things, a health card.
Yeah, that's what usually happens. Yeah, she separates them that way. Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna let's get some more water into Posh, more fluids if you can. I don't know any other natural ways to help her because I don't know, but more water if we can, and I guess just watch if she stops eating very well, then that.
And I'm also just telling her that because I felt like she wanted to get the point across that she doesn't really like Melody, and that was part of the PP thing.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that now that we all talked, that might settle her down a little. Yeah, we know you don't like Melody, and Lisa knows that too. You're not going to probably ever be bosom buddies. Get it? And so you might have to just let that go. Like, I know your original question was, will they ever be? I'm thinking maybe no. They'll be able to tolerate, and get better,
Yeah.
but they're not going to, I don't think they'll be best just buddies. And Pasha's like, and I don't want to be, and don't try to force me. She's pretty adamant about that. Like, I can pick my own friends, and I don't think it's going to be Melody. She's pretty. I kind of like Pasha's energy. She's also kind of like, I was here first. She needs to adjust more than me, even though I know Posh has her own little, baggage. But she still feels like the favor should be in her favor. I was here first. This one needs to learn. This is my life. I know, Lisa.
Oh, no, Lisa, we're just giving you a big hug, and I'm gonna put them on my list of prayers.
Right.
As well, and you dealing with that's so hard.
Right.
Ugh. I might have to rehome Melody.
I thought that. I didn't say it, but
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thought that too, that it might end up, she might have to go somewhere else. Maybe, because sometimes, no matter how much we want things to go one way, they just are not going to, because it's really ultimately it's about their decision. I think it might get a little better because I feel like Posh is happy that we talked about this together today on here. And she just wants you to know that isn't going to happen. I feel like is what she's saying. She's not going to be my friend. Because I don't think this goes on with some of the other cats like that.
No. I had a little sit down with them and told them, come on, you guys, let's pull it together. So we'll see.
And also just say, Posh, you don't need to do the P thing. She got it. She understands what's going on.
Yeah.
Because then a lot of times then they'll go, oh, okay, I don't need to do that again. But that was really like, I'm trying to get this point across. And it might be something urinary as well. But it's also a great way to show your emotional discipline.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And I don't know why they always pick the bed. Isn't that weird? They'll go, well, I know what she likes a lot is the bed, so let's pee on that. Or in my case, what he likes a lot, so let's pee on that.
Yeah. All right, lovelies. Have a beautiful rest of your day. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and go over to Spirit Whispers channel, like and subscribe over there so you get the ding, because we're on his channel. We're on,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Mark will be back next week, and
Yeah.
we'll be on his channel
That's right.
next Monday.
May get a haircut before then, but I don't know.
Kind of like it long like that.
Enjoying it.
So, and if you are interested in purchasing my cards, Freebird Spirit, Lead with Love, the Lenemon cards with keywords, plus the 16 extra Oracle cards, please, in the description below, just click on the link and it will take you right there on how to get those. Would love for you to have the deck.
It's fun to mix them up, to mix them together. I like mixing them.
Yeah, I like, I do too.
Like I like using Andrea's cards better now that I mixed them.
Yeah.
With clarifiers. I don't know. I just like it better with the whole.
Yeah, I use Andrea's mixed as well.
Yeah, I like that. I don't know. It works better for me or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I like your cards mixed too. So.
Awesome. So blessings to you all. And thank you again for hanging out with us. And thank you to all the moderators and holding space for each other.
Happy Halloween. I hope you guys are sitting at home in your costumes.
Yes.
I can't get over how pretty I am.
I know. I love the color.
I thought I was going to look a lot older than I do. I kind of look like, you know, in my 30s. No.
You do. And yes, that's exactly what we were thinking, that you looked in your 30s.
Instead of my 80s. Yeah, well, you know, it's great what a wig will do. This is a pretty wig, too.
It is really pretty wig.
For one that just come out of a Halloween store.
Yeah, they're doing a good job these days.
Sarah Sanderson wig. That's what this one is. That's what it was called. You know, from
yeah. Oh, love you guys.
Parker's hair. Yep.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
See you next week, or tonight, or whenever we are back on.
Yep.